When we talk about BIM, I think we are looking at a technology that allows us to build twice. Meaning, first you build it virtually, and then after that you transform it into a physical reality. By doing it virtually, I think the consultant, the contractors, they can resolve all those conflicts so that all these problems are solved before they commence building physically on site.
I think the main one is the ability to collaborate more efficiently. So share knowledge and information together in a project team. Building you never do alone. So you do it together with the client, with the architects, with the supply chain. So the ability to communicate much more efficient is I think, the biggest advantage for everyone.
It will help to reduce the project errors, and by reducing the project errors will also decrease the odds of exceeding the budget for the construction.
Can be defined as a construction changing method.
It reduces a lot of costs in all the process of construction.
We can really assess the design in an earlier stage. Also about the data, we base our methodology in the datascape, and it's also important about the dynamism.
Specifically for facility management, it's the BIM model, which gives you spaces, quantities, placement of equipment and so on, that's where I see the biggest advantage.
I think one of the main advantages is how you manage information, and basically with that you optimize the design, and at the end of the day you make a better product.
Main advantage is to build without build. To build digitally, to build before, to see the best solutions, to detect the problems, to take the best of all the professionals at the same time at the beginning of the project.
One of the things that we find is it's just utilising data in a smarter way. Certainly other construction sectors and engineering sectors have managed to leverage their information much more effectively and increasing their profits.
I think it's very helpful to maintain the process, maintain the speed and rhythm of work, and especially in the way that people use it for clash detection and these kind of things.
Being able to know what's coming, know what other people are working on, know what all the different relationships are, and then also the predictability. I think prior to BIM being in construction, when we were out on the site, sometimes each day was a new surprise and a new guess of what was going to transpire. But I think with BIM, there's fewer surprises. We know what to expect. People are able to come in, do their jobs, do them well, and honestly that gives people a lot of satisfaction.
When we are creating a virtual model in parallel to the reality, we can take advantage of the simulation provided by the virtual model during the construction and during the operation. Because if we focus the BIM only on the design phase, we are doing a small BIM not valid for the rest of the phases.
BIM is absolutely essential. So to have a project that runs from feasibility through the construction phase to the asset management phase, you cannot achieve without BIM.
I think one of the best advantages really of BIM is the fact that people have got to talk to each other about what the project entails and what kind of information will actually be needed from the project at the end of it.
To be more productive and to produce better buildings.
The first challenge is to find a person who knows what BIM is all about, and you have to ask them before you start the implementation.
Well, first of all, I think you should start small, on a low detail scale, to get started, get comfortable with the software and the work processes and so on.
What is really challenging is like you have all the people in your teams working in the same model, you synchronize every change, everything is automatically updated.
The firm would have to be restructured, because the great challenge is to work in the other form.
It's an opportunity for all the firms, because probably in 5 or 6 years everything will be in BIM, and if they don't make the change, they will be out of the market.
Talk to people. There's a lot of people out there, probably even from your competitors, who are willing to help, because it's all about collaboration. If we all collaborate together, we all progress together.
Set real goals. Why do you want to do BIM? not just because other people are doing it, but think about how it's going to impact your business and what the benefits to your business would be.
They need to be sure they are changing their mind to the new processes BIM is requiring, and also I think they need to have clear their own methodology to cover the BIM solution and understand that they need to involve all the people on the process, not only at the top level. They need to have all the people involved.
So there are a lot of people who are talking about the strategic side of things. Really what you need to do is just get down to using BIM, because until you do, you will not learn how to actually use it effectively, and you need to make mistakes. The only way to learn is to make mistakes, and then from there perfect the actual solution.
Is to establish their internal standards, their templates, and their libraries, so everybody is on the same page.
So you have to create some kind of long-term goal, and it doesn't have to be a huge goal, but it has to be practically achievable.
It's very good for people to connect people who are related with BIM, and so it's a good place to get more advantage with BIM.
It's really useful to understand what people's sticking points are. We heard earlier in America they have some issues with unionisation and collaboration. You know, is this something that we need to address as an international standard? Lots of really useful stuff, been really great.
The challenge is really for those people to go from the conferences and explain to the ones who are not at the conferences what BIM is and that it is coming, you can't avoid it, and how best to engage with it.
It's always good to join people from across countries and we hear about their knowledge, their experience, and because we know that other professionals can use this experience to avoid committing errors in the future. So overall it exceeded my expectations. The number of professions that you could join among Portugal and Spain was more than 500 professionals, so I think it was quite positive.